Major funding for this program was provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
We realize and we recognize that our tax dollars are paying for the ongoing, escalating human rights assault on the Palestinian people. We as Americans are here today to tell the Senate and the Congress, no longer in our name and no longer with our tax dollars. This is an American issue.
You're giving 3 minutes to remove yourself from the Senate.
Stop hate Israel! Stop hate Israel! Stop hate Israel! No longer in our name! No longer in our name! No longer in our name!
You're not allowed in the prisoner area, okay?
I'm leaving for the Middle East in about 3 days, for months.
How many pieces will we have total?
Yeah.
Idea?
25.
We have 25 cases total. Just so many parts.
System. 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 System.
The camera, take the camera and go. Don't
We are staying at the hotel.
Okay,
We have a van load of equipment.
Okay.
We can't unload here and carry it all the
Not
way
here,
down.
don't camera here. Okay? בסדר? Don't...
He doesn't want us to film him.
Why is that?
Why not?
Don't picture it, because this is not very good.
Is this a closed military area now? No.
Don't picture it.
There is nothing to hide in the territories. Everyone came to the territories, can visit, can speak freely. Everything is open.
In the territories, wherever you go, basically you're free to report what you see.
We'll leave. We have credentials.
They are doing their best, that they don't want anything from the occupied territories to go abroad, to be known abroad by foreigners. They don't want that people abroad know pretty well what's happening over here in the occupied territories.
We believe that it's important that we meet the high moral standards which our country expects of us, so that we believe it's a different army that operates when everything is an open book, when everything is subject to review.
They want to kill people, they want to shoot people, they want to smash bones of people, and they don't want anybody abroad to know about it.
Is it a closed military area? It's not a closed military area.
As far as we're concerned, it's all an open book, and we're not trying to hide anything.
Certain basic human rights are denied by the very fact of military occupation. I mean, the government, of course, is not voted. There is no freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of organization.
Of course, we are denied of all of civil rights available to ordinary people all over the world, and we are treated as second-order citizens. Our problem doesn't come from that. Maybe we can survive with this fact. Our problem comes of the continuous planning of the occupation authorities to get rid of us as a demographic problem presenting them. And therefore, most of the time we can talk about a policy of slow transfer. We felt all the time that someone is pushing us out of this country.
I saw the soldiers and some engineers. So I asked him, what are you doing? He said, we are going to build a new building for aged buses and all these things. But I didn't thought that maybe they will close the street.
Are you reporters? This is a church. That's a Christian school. That's a convent. It's closed. That's anti-Christian. Anti-Christian.
אני יודע, לכי למהנדסי הוא שם את זה, אני פה.
זה לעניין הדרכים?
אני שמתי את זה, נראה לך.
מה הבעיה, גברת? היה צריכה להיכנס? אני נכנסת כאן.
לכי לאנשים שקובעים.
They gave us a 24-hour warning. We read in the paper on Sunday that they were going to rezone this area.
We are only a minute and a half from the Damascus Gate, the main entrance of the city, and the street is dead. So by this closure, that they have killed the street completely and the business will be zero.
This is something horrible. What's going on? That means hundreds of families, they will stop working. Hundreds of families, they will not have jobs.
Just buses, okay? Just buses. You see what they are doing in this country, you see?
We were doing okay. We at least had some bread on our table. But now, with the closure of the street, it has been rendered worthless totally.
What about businesses and people that they go to the police and they get
Imagine, you are from Jerusalem and you need a permission to be in Jerusalem also. It's not just a closure about the people in West Bank and Gaza, also they start for the people inside Jerusalem.
What does the sign say?
It says buses and cars with permits only. So I'm trying to find out how to go about acquiring a permit. We're completely cut off.
You can't pass according to the law.
We need a permit. It says cars with...
You want a permit?
Yes.
According to the sign, you can't do it?
If we have a permit, we can do it. But I can't find where we get this permit.
Listen.
Yes?
I think that only the police can give you a permit.
They told me that only you could give me a permit.
Oh.
Here in this town, the Palestinian Third is being discriminated against in a very serious way because they're not represented in City Hall. The only person in City Hall who's an Arab is the one serving the tea. He's serving the tea and coffee and probably the one cleaning the toilets.
اللي هي ورقة رسمية الكل يوقع عليها إنه إحنا بنعترض على هذا القرار لأنه بالضبط هي عزلنا اقتصاديا وضربنا اقتصاديا بالأساس وتحويل الشارع لإيجاد مش أكثر. مش أكثر يعني تدخل لمحلك صفقة التصريح هاي شغلة خطيرة جدا يعني.
بكرة واحد لما يخش بيته بده تصريح.
قدم اعتراض وبعد الاعتراض ومين تراجع؟ يعني أنت قدمت اعتراض على أساس تقدم اعتراض. وهل انت بتعتقد انه في ناس عم تنقتل بالشارع فيش حدا عم بيعطوهم جواب لهم؟ قدم اعتراض على اساس شو اقول لهم سكرتوا علي الشارع؟
وينه السلام؟ بس يشممونا شم منه شم بدناش نلمسه بدنا نشمه شم بس نشمه شم السلام.
This is our street, it's not Egid Street. And who said so that we must take a permission to come to our shop? This is very rude, you know, this is something disgusting, I don't know.
They tell you not to film them?
Yeah.
Are you rolling?
Yeah.
They hit him with a gun on his head.
Till this moment, I still remember the war in 1967. After they occupied our country, I saw 5 soldiers. This is the first time in my life to see soldiers with guns, with machine, with wireless, shouting in the street, saying animals to us, beating people in the street, and saying this is our land and it's not your land and we are going to kill you all. To walk in the street, to see soldiers in every place, to tell you come here that you are Arabs. We want to know what's your name, what you are doing here, why you are going to that place or this street. All these questions, all these scenes, all these pictures.
the Israeli government decided as a temporary mean to close the territories. The word close, it's not even the proper word. I believe that we are controlling the access from the territories to Israel in a better way.
وهذا بيعني أنه أكثر من 200 ألف عامل من جماهيرنا الفلسطينية فقدوا لقمة خبزهم اللي بالفعل كانوا قادرين يعيشوا فيها. هذا الكلام أنا ما بقدرش أقول عنه إلا أنه سياسي من أجل تحطيم إرادة هذا الشعب وفرض عليه عن طريق لقمة العيش اللي وحليب أطفاله من أجل بالفعل يستسلم ويرفع ايديه مستسلم ويقول احنا انهينا الانتفاضة واحنا اصبحنا اللي بدها اياه اسرائيل.
Palestinian workers whom we've made dependent on Israel, the economy of Gaza dependent on Israel for half its income, the economy of the West Bank dependent on Israel. All these said, goodbye, goodbye. It's been nice knowing you. No more. Closed out.
It's not only just shooting them in the streets, it's not just arresting them, you see, but also you are launching such a campaign of starvation against those people.
What you need is you need a license to go from the territories to Israel.
System. 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 System.
Give me your card. Card.
Oh, my press card?
Yes. What's your name?
Tom. Tom Hayes.
Tom.
Why are we being stopped? Can you explain why we're being stopped here?
Where you are staying in Jerusalem?
Can you explain why we're being stopped here? Can you tell me why we're being stopped?
No, we are checking all car from Stachim, from number blue number.
Why is that?
It's the blue number is from Arab country. You understand? It's not Israeli. It's not Israel.
Okay, thank you very much.
Understand? Never mind.
Jerusalem, for the first time in history, is closed off to the Arabs of the West Bank. And Gaza. That is, they can't come into Jerusalem.
We cannot go and worship in Jerusalem. I remember in the last Easter, when we were celebrating Easter and the Good Saturday, we have to march according to the tradition towards Jerusalem to bring back the light that comes out from Jesus Christ's tomb. And this is a religious tradition that we do every year. Even during the Turkish occupation, Christians were doing that.
We can't go to the holy places, to the historical and holy places there. Even my kids don't know the Sepulchre Church and other churches and other holy places. Also, my parents are living in Gaza. They can't come here, and I can't go to see them to Gaza.
This is my photo. And here it is written, it is forbidden
to the person who has this ID card to enter Israel. This green ID card forces us not to enter East Jerusalem, or as they say, Israel. I can really do nothing with that thing. I'm forbidden to go anywhere. The soldiers are making checkpoints to check the Palestinians, not the foreigners. To check us, the Palestinians. This is the clue,
According to the Geneva Convention, we could close the territories. We're speaking about military areas, and we could say no access from the territories. So there is no any violation for Geneva Convention. But
the land is located. It's a program that's made by the government.
our target is to give license to build houses according to the master plan.
This part has always been attached to Zionist planning ever since the past 100 years. So that plans that were made up in the 1930s and 40s, for certain areas, not out here so much, but closer to Jerusalem, and other areas were simply taken out of the files and renewed.
יש לך קשר עם השכנים? אתה באיזשהו קשר עם ערבים בסביבה? אתה גם יכול להגיד שאין לך.
Well, first of all, I don't feel surrounded by Arabs. I look out the window and I see empty land. I'm not surrounded by anybody. I'm just surrounded by hills and rocks and emptiness.
We're up here now in the top neighborhood of Shiloh, which was established in 1981, about 3.5 years after the first 8 families came here to Shiloh. We have about 55 families in this neighborhood.
This is my great-great-grandfather's castle. His name is Mahmoud Bek Abdel Hadi. He was the governor of Jabal Nablus during the Ottomans. This castle, or the family's old house, about 200 years old, maybe a little bit more.
אני לא כל כך פוליטיק, אבל מה שאני מאוד רוצה, שזה הכל, ככה אני מרגישה, שזה הכל שלנו, ושזה גם צריך להיות שלנו.
still building the settlements, still taking the lands, still destroying the houses, still killing. When they will take the lands and demolish the houses, nobody can. They want us to say, thank you for demolishing my house. Thank you for killing my son. This is what they want. They don't want any sound.
עכשיו, הדבר הזה תלוי בערבים. אם הערבים יקבלו את זה, אז זה יתאפשר. אם הם לא יקבלו את זה, וימשיכו בדרך של המאבק, אני חושב שבסוף יצטרכו להישאר פה רק יהודים.
If they want to be here, they can be here, and we be here also. This our land, and we not want to kill them.
וזה באמת לא יהיו להם זכויות שוות. זכויות הפרט, אני חושבת שמגיע להם זכויות, כמו לכל אחד, וזכויות ששייכות לעם, ששייכות לכלל, אז לא. זה דבר אחר.
In their hearts, they don't want peace. They want to get rid from us and to import Jews from all over the world to put them. What's the idea? To change the owners with people, no connection with them, with the lands.
We've got a very good suggestion. I'm amazed Americans can't understand this. We should transfer them all to Oklahoma. After all, Oklahoma is an oil state. They've got plenty of oil there. The Arabs are brought up with oil. They'd be happier there than they will be here.
Palestinians have the will to exist here, and the Israelis must learn how to behave themselves with this fact that Palestinians are going to exist here and to continue existing here. Well, unless the Israelis decided to kill them all.
They are doing everything in purpose to make the Palestinian people here feeling disgusting from the situation and start thinking to leave the country.
So you think that somebody that was born in South Africa has a right to remove people that were born
As long as a Jew. As long as you're a Jew, yes.
It's not just 5 persons or one family. A lot of people, they left the country because they can't handle anymore the situation. And they want to leave. They don't have job. They are scared to walk in the street.
This is a Jewish state. This is our flag.
We felt all the time that someone is pushing us out of this country by different means, by making life miserable for us.
This is a Jewish state.
By halting our economical development, squeezing us, taking our land.
The solution is that the Arabs should take all their brethren and divide them among the 22 countries and let them make one big Palestine or Disney World, whatever they want to call it.
Actually, what's going on is someone trying to kick out a nation from this area because he believes that it's a mistake of history that those people resided in Palestine and they shouldn't have been here from the beginning. And nowadays, we feel it. We feel that someone is trying to kick us because the only concern of him is to build a pure state for a certain kind of people. priority should be given to the human dimension of the struggle. If you can't understand this human dimension of the struggle, you'll never be able to solve it. Because the clue is here, is in the human interaction.
When we are speaking about ambulances and emergency cases, they can go directly. And the checkpost, and not everywhere we have checkposts, but the checkposts, the military checkposts were, how I say, ordered that in emergency cases and ambulances have a free access.
وين تاع الامبلانس حطه وصار يضربه، كل ما يحطوا الابره بايده يمسك تاع الامبلانس يضربه، الدواء ينزل ويضرب تاع الامبلانس. بالاخر قال انا بصدر انا بوديه بس المهم اعطيني هويته، قلت له خذ الهويه، ما بدنا الهويه، خذ الهويه بس ابني يقوم من بين ايديكم.
لقينا ايش في الطريق، بدل ما يخلوا اليهود بدل ما يخلوا الاسعاف صاروا يقفوا في وجه الاسعاف مشان ما يسرعش، عرفوا انه في ايش، انه في يعني حاله مخطر عربي، صاروا يقولوا لنا هيك من العربيات هيك غير نذبحكم لسه غير نخلص عليكم هيك. يزمر الاسعاف مشان العربيات يخلي الاسعاف ما يحدش، مخليه يحجفوا بزياده ويوطوا كمان السرعه لغايه ما وصلنا هناك تل شمير المغرب. شوف يمكن الصوب زي هلقيتي قبل الساعه 1 الصوب. شوفوا قديش وصلنا تل شمير المغرب.
Americans?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
תעודות, משהו.
Passports. Say about mushroom? 9.
עיתונאים, גם עיתונאים בודקים. בסדר? בבקשה, להתראות.
So the career ugly had a little change for us today, huh?
We give very strict instructions to our soldiers. We instruct them
in what ways to behave, under what types of situations they can open fire. Their role is to use minimal force to try to have purity of arms, of what we call moral principles. Israeli soldiers are not there to inflict punishment. They're there to bring those people who are breaking the law to a court of law.
The schools were closed, subject to closure. The first time it was 1 year. But in spite of that, the kids did their best at home. They want to study because they knew that the occupation was responsible for this closure.
They knock at 11 or 1 o'clock in the morning. What happened to the children inside, to the women? They were very afraid. They began to cry, to call for daddy or mama. There is nothing can control what they are doing. They do what they want.
I have to answer the difficult questions of my kids to avoid them of psychological crisis.
What sort of questions?
Are Jews bad, for example? They keep asking me this question. And my answer was that every nation has the good guys and the bad guys. But unfortunately, we are faced with the bad guys.
The trouble begins with the sort of regulations, the open fire regulations that allow shooting in situations where the soldiers do not have to defend their lives, when their lives are not being threatened. When their lives are not being threatened. The children, of course, are a special case. Since the beginning of the Intifada, 235 children aged 16 and under have been killed by security forces.
When 2 children are killed, it's an accident. When 200 kids are killed, it's a policy. And you're asking me how I feel as a mother of someone who's exactly the age of these kids? I feel pretty horrible.
Whereas during the first 6 months of the first year of the Intifada, 25 children were killed. During the first 6 months of the sixth year of the Intifada, 38 children were killed. And there's absolutely no excuses to the effect that there's no experience. Soldiers were facing situations that they had not known hitherto, etc.
Whereas myself was deeply involved in the struggle against occupation, and I expected that all Palestinians, all the new generations, will be at some point acting against occupation. Yet I started to see my children growing up, and I started to see that they will be at some point a target for the Israeli bullets.
Its speed is approximately 1 kilometer per second. And actually its devastating effect because of its speed.
We've spent quite a bit of resources in trying to find non-lethal ways to deal with the Intifada. Plastic bullets, rubber bullets, sand bullets, a large variety of ways aside from tear gas and the regular ways of dispersing demonstrations.
You use a variety of measures that are not supposed to be lethal. You have a 5.5-year experience that proves beyond any doubt that these measures are extremely lethal, that they have killed hundreds of Palestinians, hundreds of children, and still you claim that everything is right, everything is fair and square. Where is the catch? What is wrong?
Their practices here is that they are driving Palestinians out of the country. They want Palestinians to leave, which is part of their policy of indirect transfer. And killing Palestinians is one of the policy that they have developed here.
The plastic bullet is 0.9 grams, and it's a killing object too. It kills and causes severe wounds and severe damage. The name is so simple and naive, but still it is a devastating bullet. At the same time with this plastic bullet, they were using what we call it the rubber bullet. And this rubber bullet is in two versions. First, the cylindrical version, and what we have it here, we have the spherical version. But if we peel this version, this rubber, we come to inside, we find a metallic core, and which is about 15 grams. And again, the spherical one, it has a plastic cover. If we peel it again, we have a marble here, which is again is 15 grams. We had many cases in our intensive care have died of this bullet being in the brain. The cylindrical type here, it is lodged in the brain of a patient. The same bullet, we see it here on a girl, which she is 14 months old. This is the same bullet here. 6 rubber bullets in his head, jaw, and his neck. These are rubber bullets here. We can see them on the side here. This is fragmented high velocity bullet, and we see its devastating effect on the bones here. Now if we look at this X-ray, we see small granules here. This is a fragmentation of the plastic bullet.
We have about 240,000 disabled among the Palestinian population in the territories here, and 1/3 of them, about 80,000, are Intifada handicapped. And as I told you, 58% of the Intifada handicapped are less than 18 years old. So mainly children.
This again, small fragmentation here. This is a devastated fracture here with small granules. In other words, with a plastic bullet.
Israelis should be exposed to the facts of life in the occupied territories. I don't think they should be allowed to live with their own myth about the purity of arms in the Israeli army, in the myth that Palestinians should be thankful for Israelis and Jews to come and settle in this place.
He was shot by the Israelis. The bullet went like that and came to his arm. So it didn't penetrate to his lung. So he was lucky. أكتر. الآن حركة أصابعك أنا. حركة أصابعك. And at the same time, he got some bullets in his chest. And he really underwent sophisticated surgery here. So he's already 4 months here. But his condition is rather good comparatively.
شو اسمك؟
شو اسمك؟ إياد.
نانا.
من وين أنت؟ من مخيم بلاطة. اسمه مخيم بلاطة. مخيم الفارعة sorry is a refugee camp in the neighboring of Nablus.
They built their state on my father's land, on his father's land. They built their state on our Palestine. And we gave them our hand, and we told them, please, we want peace. You took the plains, the shores, keep for us the mountains to live with our children, with our generation, and let peace between us and you. Because you kill the love in the hearts of our children, and you destroy the character of your men. You poison the hearts of your men.
You see a verse from the Quran here.
الله يرضى عليك.
And you see the Holy Quran here beside his head.
الله يرضى عليك.
And a green branch of olive
الله
tree.
يرضى عليك يا
Olives
حسان.
beside him.
يا ابني يا حبيبي.
Preparing him for the...
الله يرضى عليك. محررة يما قلت لي إذا مش أنا يما الجيل اللي بيجي ورانا مش الجيل اللي ورانا الجيل اللي ورانا.
مش كل الوطن والبلاد رافعة رايتها واحنا مش مانعين نرفع رايتنا. بصير كل الناس تفكر ان الوطن هو الوحيد اللي في قلبها واحنا بنضحي في دمنا وبشبابنا. كل الناس اخذوا الشباب نضحي بدمنا عشان وطننا. نفسي اخوي اللي راح هيك.
We have violent demonstrations inside Israel. I don't know of a case in recent years in which a person was seriously wounded, let alone killed. And yet in the territories, the soldiers use these semi-combatant regulations in facing demonstrations where their own lives are not in danger.
ليش يحرمني ابني انا بامكانه ثمن امطار عنه لازم يمتوا يا زلمه ويحاكموا. ليش تطخوا؟ شو ما هو فاضي. هي انا فاضي انا شو ليش تطخني انت؟ شو
يحكوا يا الوطن يرضى علينا فلسطين يرضى علينا على شباب المسلمين فلسطين ما تشكروا لهم الشباب كلها بتسد بدالهم. الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر.
It's gunshots. They're shooting up the funeral.
ليش احنا ناقصين يعني؟ إلك دينين ولي دينين، إلك راس ولي راس، إلك لسان ولي لسان، إلك يدين ولي يدين، مثل ما خلقك ربك أنا الله خلقني، ليش تظل مظلوم أنا؟ شو السر يعني؟
Mainly I'm talking to the normal Americans who are paying those taxes, and those taxes are sent as bullets, as tear gas bombs to shoot, to kill our children. I say to them, well, what we as Palestinians have committed as a crime against you, so for God's sake, it's time to begin looking on both sides of the coin, on both faces of the coin.
stop U.S. support for the policy which has left thousands of Palestinians maimed for life.
I act on conscience to stop the U.S. support for the killings of women, men, and children who will never live to see the flourishing of a Palestinian state we all so deeply want.
This flower is a reminder of the people who have died for freedom for the Palestinians.
Major funding for this program was provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.